Hello, everybody. This is Joseph P. Farrell with news and views from the Nefarium on Thursday, May 8th. I hope everybody can see and hear me. Um, and hello to Todd Wood. Thank you for asking about my day. Actually, I've had some trouble even logging on to get this news and views posted, and my sinuses have been going ballistic. So, folks, if I have a sneezing spell while we're in the middle of this, please bear with me. It's that time of year. The pollen is out in force and so on and so forth. But before we get to today's story, and I posted a blog last week about the pipeline attack called Two Can Play the Covert Ops Game. And I kind of hinted that it wouldn't be long before they blame the Russians. Well, they're blaming the Russians, but this one takes the cake. But before we get to that, the vid chat, there's a short format vid chat tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the members area. Comments and questions have to be submitted in the comments and questions section, and get them in before I hit the sack tonight, because if not, that's the cutoff. We have a few questions. Some of them are going to require a bit of attention when I try and answer them. So that's the short format vid chat tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Or if the finish comes earlier, I'll stick around for a little post chat. I'll be in the chat room no more than an hour early. So that would be 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Anyway, let's get right down to the story. Because you knew this was coming. The Russians are behind the Colonial Pipeline attack. Now, I can think of gobs of reasons why the Russians would do something like that, and I can think of gobs of reasons why they wouldn't do something like that. But I want to reference the Daily Mail version of this story because it's almost too good to be true, all right? And I want to read a few paragraphs here from this article, no more than a few kind of located in the middle of the article. All right. So here we go. Quote, an emergency declaration has been issued for 18 states to keep fuel supply lines open after a cyber attack knocked out America's largest gasoline pipeline. The hack of Colonial Pipeline, which supplies gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel across 5,500 miles to the East Coast on Friday night, is believed to be the largest successful assault on U.S. energy infrastructure in history. Colonial Pipeline said it was forced to shut down all pipeline operations as a precaution after it became the victim of a ransomware cyber attack, a technique where the victim's computer systems are hacked and then payment is demanded to unlock them. Dark Side. A Russian hacking outfit is believed to be behind the attack, according to government sources. Colonial has not said whether it has paid or is negotiating a ransom. So, skipping a few paragraphs, here we go with Dark Side. The cyber extortion attempt that has forced the shutdown of a vital U.S. pipeline was carried out by a Russian criminal gang known as Dark Side, sources say. Luke, I am your father. This is just too much. Dark Side cultivates a Robin Hood image of stealing from corporations and giving a cut to charity. The group, which first emerged in August of 2020, so this is a new group, folks. Kind of sounds a little like Anonymous to me, but anyway, they are relatively new but very organized, experts say. Cybersecurity experts who have tracked Dark Side said it appears to be composed of veteran cyber criminals who are focused on squeezing out as much money as they can from their targets. Dark Side is one of a number of increasingly professionalized groups of digital extortionists with a mailing list, a press center, and a victim hotline to help facilitate ransom payments. Experts say Dark Side was likely composed of ransomware veterans and that it came out of nowhere in the middle of last year and immediately unleashed a digital crime wave. It's as if someone turned on a switch, said Div. No kidding. Who noted that more than 10 of his company's customers have fought off break-in attempts from the group in the past few months. According to data security from Arete, DarkSide finds vulnerabilities in a network, gains access to the administrator accounts, and then harvests data from the victim's server and encrypts it. The software leaves a ransom note text file with demands. Ransoms average more than $6.5 million, and the attacks lead to an average of 5 days downtime from businesses. Now, right there, I'm reminded of that movie with Michael Meyer playing Dr. No, who ransoms the world for $1 million. He thinks, okay, so Russia's going to attack the United States' biggest pipeline, shut it down, create a energy price hike, and that will ripple through the economy. And it's demanding only $6.5 million. Okay. Think big, guys. Ransom software works by encrypting victims' data, and typically hackers will then offer a victim a key in return for cryptocurrency payments. Oh, that's real smart. That can run into the hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. DarkSide's site on the dark web hints at their hackers' past crimes with claims that they previously made millions from extortion, and that just because their software was new, quote, that does not mean we have no experience and we came from nowhere, unquote. The site also features a Hall of Shame-style gallery of leaked data from victims who haven't paid up. It advertises stolen documents from more than 80 companies across the U.S. and Europe. Now, let me go back to a couple of paragraphs that I skipped at the very beginning of this article, and then I want to give you my high-octane speculation of the day. This is right towards the beginning of this article. It comes as Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo warned that technological attacks such as these were here to stay. Quote, this is what businesses now have to worry about, she said. Unfortunately, these sorts of attacks are becoming more frequent, and we have to work in partnership with business to secure networks to defend ourselves. In other words, this is perfectly tailor-made. At the very least, it is a crisis of opportunity to promote government-corporate cooperation for national defense from cyber warfare. In other words, this is another step towards fascism, folks. Now, let me get to what bothers me about this story. Experts say. To me, the story is less about Colonial Pipeline and more about the media itself. Experts say, we are being offered no evidence other than experts say and media secondhand testimony from experts we don't know. We've seen no documentation that this is all Russia. Now, it could be Russia. I'm not discounting the possibility. But what bothers me here is we've had already the Christopher Steele document and all of that nonsense that went on for years in this country, which proved to be, in my opinion, nothing but made up. So they could say anything to promote a narrative. And again, it's very convenient that this DarkSide hacking group is supposedly Russian. Well, folks, show us the evidence. Give us the documents, because quite frankly, I don't trust you. This could be anybody. This could be non-state actors, as I mentioned in that blog last week about this pipeline attack. It could be literally anybody, including people from within our own deep state. So in other words, this could be cover for other long-term agendas. And it raises, in my mind, folks, and pardon me, I've got to light my anti-sinus, anti-COVID device here. What bothers me also about this is it's raising a very good question about the security of cyber systems. Now, I'm with Catherine Fitz here. No cyber system has integrity. That is to say, no cyber system is ultimately and perfectly secure. So this is coming out at a time when Mr. Globaloney wants to take us not only to a place of closer corporate government cooperation to help keep us secure and safe from cyber attacks. This is coming at a time when they're also pushing cashless societies, digital currency. And I have to wonder if it's this easy to hack a major pipeline, energy pipeline in the United States, it would be as easy for such a group or similar groups to hack banks, and that has been proven. Remember Anonymous, the hacking group a few years ago that was hacking all and sundry, Chase Manhattan, the Federal Reserve, Sony, Wells Fargo, and on the list went. So my question here for you folks is, do you want to see a digital currency society? And my answer to that has always been no. Give me the cold hard cash, okay? But this strikes me as too much of a crisis of opportunity at the minimum that's being used, and it could be anybody behind this, from the American deep state to Mr. Globaloney to dark side. For whatever reason, this has been pulled off, and I'm suspecting, quite frankly, my suspicions are Russia really has probably very little interest in creating this kind of energy chaos. It may or may not, but my question is for the media, give us, if you're going to give us a narrative like this and call for sweeping policy changes, planting the seed of sweeping policy changes for more cooperation between government and corporations for cybersecurity, I damn well want to see some proof, not just this experts say. Show us an article from cyber magazines, show us an article from corporations or journals that track cyber crime, and give us some data to go with other than this nonsense. Because if you're gonna go along with what they're proposing here on the basis of such flimsy evidence, then we're in a very, very bad pass. Let's see here. Rabbit Rockfish in the chat room says Russia has nothing to gain from this. Green New Deal has everything to gain from this. Well, that brings up another point, Rabbit Rockfish. You'll notice something. The pipelines have been shut down. The Keystone Pipeline was shut down by the Biden-Enco administration. Now, the previous administration cleared that. And everybody is thinking this is all Green New Deal. No, I'll tell you what it is. Pipelines move a lot of gas and oil around this country, but so do railroads. And who benefits from railroad freight rather than pipelines moving the country's energy? Well, a fellow by the name of Mr. Warren Buffett, who's heavily invested in railroads. So in other words, if you want to feather the nest of one of your cronies, the thing you do is take down pipelines so that all of that freight has to be shipped by railroad in tank cars. So, I'm not buying. In other words, I have an explanation for why the pipeline might have been attacked, and it has nothing to do with Russia. So again, color me skeptical on this one, folks. I want to see some data before we get on this bandwagon that Russia's behind this as well. You notice everything now is Russia's behind it. And the narrative is, and the Koch brothers, thank you. This whole narrative is, to put it euphemistically, a great big steaming crock of horse pucky. Okay, so anyway, that's my news and views for the day, folks. I'm sorry for the rant, but I read that article and I just thought, oh, come on, dark side. I'm your father, Luke. Geez, you can do better, MI6. you can do much better. And again, there may be a group called Dark Side. I don't know. But if there is, and if it's Russian, at least they have a sense of humor. You know? Anyway, folks, don't forget the short format vid chat is tomorrow at 3 p.m. U.S. Central Time. We've already got questions and comments submitted. Remember, this vid chat is the one where you submit questions and comments in the questions and comments underneath the post in the members area. Please remember, it's a short format, so get to your point, get it done, and move along. Let other people have a chance to post comments. Anyway, we'll see you next week, and hopefully there will be an update about the dark side for our news and views. Anyway, that's it, folks. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you on the flip side.